Okay, next lesson in this thing to do with VirtualDub, something that I do quite a lot. If I'm making, for instance, those videos that have only music, uh, making a still image video, and then, for instance, if you wanted to, you might want to take these MP3 files and let them play with the still video. Now, what I've done already is I created a video this way. I have this picture here. This picture is a small picture. And really that's the size that I want in the end. But instead of fiddling around with this thing has a screen capture capability where you can select a rectangle or a window and so on, have it capture that particular window. I used to do that, but I find it's easier, the easiest thing really, is to just let it use what I already have, which captures the full screen and what's playing now, or what's being used now, this thing. I should hide somewhere. Capturing the full screen. And what I do is, first thing is, it's going to capture the mouse if you have it anywhere on the screen. So you try to move the mouse away, and you get ready. Supposing this will complain, but that's okay. See, that's my full screen. And you might not want your full screen. You can choose different dimensions. The problem here is that I'm already recording, and my normal output file name is always out.wnv. But I can change that. I don't want to do another encoding really at the same time. Just give you an idea. When I press this start encoding thing, which I'm not going to use, a little box will come up saying press OK to start, right? Now the way I've got it set up is the entire screen, right, as the video input and audio. It's not going to matter because we'll remove the audio, but I didn't change it because this is the one I use anyway normally, and it doesn't matter because we can easily get rid of it. So now I make sure that this thing is in the background, and to make this full screen I press F11, see, and then space to keep it from going through like a slideshow. So I need to do have this as the next window, bring this up to the front, press the start, move the mouse off the screen so it won't be visible, press the start encoding, and this thing will disappear. Then I'll be on here, and then I quickly press F11 and then space. And now I wait for about maybe a minute or so, okay, just to make sure I get enough of it. Now instead of doing what I just did, I would just do an Alt-Tab, and that would bring this thing back up, stops the recording, and then I push stop. At that point, I have this. I have a WMV file. This is the way I create still image video. You might have another way of creating a different format file that is still. Now, again, back to any video converter. I take this as input, turn it into an AVI using the normal thing that I would do to make one of these videos. So that leaves me with an AVI file, which is my entire screen height. Well, I don't want something that big, but that's okay. What I do now is go into the direct mode, open up VirtualDub, and load the direct mode. Open that file up. Okay, it's complaining about the audio. Now you can see at the beginning it's not so great. Now I'm going by keyframes here and just having a look through. Now it looks like this is correct. I don't see my mouse anywhere. I've often made that mistake, but you'll see if I just played it, well, I don't want the audio. Let me just get rid of the audio first. I'll save this without changing anything. That way I can play it back. Alright. Now I can get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. Now I can play this through, and it's not touching the audio device. I just want to see. I'm curious to see if it caught. It doesn't seem to have captured me minimizing the or maximizing this thing. Not sure why. Usually it does. But I wouldn't start it from here. I'd go to here. It looks like this keyframe has a correct image, right? So I'll take this out and go to the end, go back one. Now this looks correct too. Now I'm just going to see how many I've got here. I've only got 1, 2, 3 really. I need to be able to keep at least the middle one to do a copy. Well, actually, it may not matter that much because the first thing I'm going to do is resize this, and I don't want to. I just want to make sure that the image is not going to change at all throughout what I keep. This looks constant. I don't see any change really. That's okay. I'm going to take out this end part. Snip, snip. Alright. Okay, so now we got a pretty small file. Next thing, back into here. What I want to do is resize this. So I need full processing mode. Now I'm going to do an actual encoding because in order to resize this, I need to use a filter, a resize filter. And what I'd like is a 640 by 360 version. And my default is correct. That works apparently. Alright, no problem. Now that you can't see the output window, but that's what the output will look like. Same picture, but smaller. Now we need to choose a compression algorithm. I have Xvid installed. Now, I could do a single pass. You don't need much of a bit rate for a picture like this. 200 is probably enough, maybe more than enough. So let's try that. Okay. Single pass. What I want is to make sure that I've got, as it presently is, I think I've only got one keyframe in the middle, which may be enough. It probably is enough, but I thought maybe I could try using this force keyframes every so many frames. I could say every about 600 here, every 200 frames. 1, 2, let's see if that works. I haven't really had much luck with this, but you never know. Maybe with a single pass it will work. Now save. Now the reason to shrink this will become very apparent in a minute. X. I'm shrinking this to a small size video. Now it's showing me, in fact, what the average bit rate, I think, output is. And I said 200, and it seems to be, I chose the right number. There's an initial spike because it has to build the first image. But eventually it should drop down. Eventually this should, if it went on to infinity, this would go to 0 because the rest are repeats, right? Each keyframe we get the same image as the last keyframe, so nothing should be required. No extra bits of data need to be added to the image following the next keyframe. Alright, let's see if that worked. So here we have, presumably we don't need this anymore. Let's run it. See if it's the right size and the right image. And the reason for the extra keyframe you'll see in a minute. Okay, now it looks a little funny at first, but it should clear out. Yeah, now the question is, I don't know if that funny looking bit would persist. But anyway, try it. Now I'll go back to the direct mode. I'm just going to move one frame. Now, see, I don't see that weirdo look. That could be something to do with the playback. Now the force keyframes, I don't think work. That is not the 200. It's gone 250. It ignored what I asked for, but that doesn't matter. Now what we would like is what we have is a 20-second video. It's long enough. What I want to do is I'm going to take this as a start point and take this as an end point. And what I'd like to do is grow this video to be long enough to contain any of those songs. And I think the longest one, let's see, 4 minutes, 3. I probably don't need any more than 5 minutes length. See, 4, 3, 3. The longest is 4 something. Okay. So I can do Control C to copy that what I've got selected, and Control V to paste. The first one did nothing. I deleted what I had and pasted the same thing over itself. Now I can just keep going, Control V, and then I can go to the end to see how big I have. Okay. And I'll just paste some more in. And that's 5 minutes. Now this is in direct mode, so let's call this, I can't give it the same name that I'm copying from. Okay. Now we don't need this anymore. Now what we've got is a 5-minute video, 5 minutes and 11 seconds, which is long enough for any of these songs, which we can glue together. If we want to keep it at the same image, we could change the image as we go along, but as you can see, it's all there. Okay? So now we've created, without very much work in terms of encoding, a 5-minute long video with a nice picture that at full screen looks nice to look at, I think. So now it's simply a matter of using that this stub for any one of these songs in the same way that I showed you before to tag videos together using the stub. If all of these songs are of the same format, and I think I've already done that, wow, what did I just do? I hope I didn't say Winamp. That Winamp messed me up. Oh, it took away the thing I wanted to do, which is, let's see, is to use that this thing. Winamp took that off, turned that off for me. Thank you very much. So I had to run the configuration utility, and big problem. Anyway, all of these I think are 256 constant, 44.1, 256 constant. So they should glue together. So I would take one. Here the length of this song is 342. So I go into, I won't need to do this part because I've already done that before. So direct is fine. We open up the video we have. Take the audio source from the first song I want here. This is a demo of a very famous song, Auto Detect. Now the length of the song was 342. Okay. No, I won't hear it because, oh, I can hear it. You probably can't hear it. Okay, it's definitely over already. Home, and go to the end. Press the end key, delete, F7, and I'll just call this 01. Alright, and eventually I'll snip them together as I've shown you before. And I'll just do another one and see if they will go together. I should put an underscore there, put it at the top. So I've re-downloaded this so I can get those pictures out. Alright, now this one is 350, which is near the end. So I could cut right on this keyframe, but there's probably a lot of, see, I don't hear anything there. There's a little bit of sound at the end. It's pretty much dead already, so instead of having it sit there for another 6 seconds, I'll just put that on. Call that 2. So I've got 1 and 2. Now if I want, I can glue those together. Call this 1 and 2, and it's not complaining, so that everything was the right format. So now I can just get rid of these two and continue on until I've filled it all up. So this has the audio, and I don't need these two anymore. Right, and I should keep this an underscore so it'll list on the top, easier to go through. So there you go. That's how you would do taking a full screen image, re-encoding it down to a small size, which I want, and then creating a longer video by copying between the two keyframes the same still image and just pasting and pasting, and not re-encoding anything at that point. You can just use the direct stream copy because you haven't added anything to the video. You only added copies of things that were already there, and so it doesn't require any re-encoding. Okay, now it would have taken a long time if I'd made that bigger size video, 5 minutes long, and then tried to convert that to a small size. That would have taken a long time, because that would require an encoding with a size change, and it would have taken many more minutes than what I did here. So there's another quick and easy thing you can do with VirtualDub. Alright, see you. Oops. This one.